For today's enrichment, we are going to be looking at how you determine whether something is a statistical question, and then also looking at working backwards to find an unknown problem when you're given the mean. So first, what makes something statistical versus non-statistical? So statistical question is a question that can be answered by collecting data that anticipates a variability in those answers. So specifically, really, you're looking at something that has more than one answer. Non-statistical is a question with one answer. So let's go through and circle what is statistical and what is not. So determine whether each of the following is statistical. What is the height of the Empire State Building? This is not statistical because there's one answer. How many shoes does the average sixth grader have? A key word in here is average. We're not just asking one person how many shoes they have. We are going to be collecting data from all of the sixth graders, and we're going to get multiple different answers. So yes, it is statistical. How many miles is New York from Chicago? Yes, you could play the what if game and say, well, what if I'm going from this part of Chicago to this part of New York, or that part of Chicago to that part of New York? We're just saying, let's say we had one location to another location. That is not statistical. There's going to be one direct answer. How many hours does the average high schooler spend on homework? So again, I see that key word. It says average. We're not just asking one student. We are asking multiple students, going to get multiple different answers. So yes, that is statistical. How tall are you? So specifically asking you, your height, but we're looking at multiple different students. If I asked you, how tall are you? That is going to be statistical because I would be going around and asking everyone, and everyone has different heights. If I said, how tall is Miss Krippinger, that would not be statistical. If I went around and asked on average, how many texts do you send each day? So again, we've got that keyword average. But again, if I was asking, I'm not asking one specific person, I'm going around and asking you to multiple students. So yes, that is statistical. All right, now let's look at where we're given the mean and we're going to solve for a missing value. So number one, the average of the values 1, 19, 1, and x is 7. Find the value. So what we have to remember is that when we add our data set together and divide by the number of values, we should get the mean. So what I'm doing here is I'm adding 1 plus 19 plus 1 plus x. That divided by the number of values, which is 4, should give me my mean, which we said is 7. So I'm going to work backwards. First thing I'm going to do, this side is being divided by 4, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. So on this side, that should cancel. We're left with 1 plus 19 plus 1 plus x equals 7 times 4 is 28. So I'm going to rewrite this up here because we kind of ran out of room. I've got 1 plus 19 plus 1 plus x equals 28. Oopsies. What I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify by adding the numbers together. So 1 plus 19 plus 1 is 21 plus x equals 28. Now we've got a basic one-step equation that we can solve. We have positive 21. We're going to get rid of it by subtracting 21 from both sides. It cancels out on this side. We're left with just x equals 28 minus 21 is 7. Let's look at another example. Ryan wants to earn an A in science class. On his last 7 tests, he received an 85%, 80%, 95%, 97%, 83%, 88%, and 97%. What percentage does he need to earn on his last test to have an average grade of 90%? So let's think about what he has so far. He has 85 plus 80 plus 95 plus 97 plus 83 plus 88 plus 97. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus the unknown last test. Divided by how many values? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 already, plus the 8th test. So divided by 8, we want to equal an average of 90. What I'm actually going to do to make it easier is I'm going to simplify on this side before I do anything else, so slightly different than the first problem, so that we get a much easier number to work with. So I'm going to add 85 plus 80 plus 95 plus 97 plus 83 plus 88 plus 97, and I get 625. So when I simplified this, I got 625 plus x divided by 8 is what we want to equal an average of 90. Now this is a little bit easier to see. On the side with the variable, we're dividing by 8, so the opposite is going to be to multiply by 8 on both sides. On this side, it should cancel out, and we're left with 625 plus x. It's kind of sloppy. Plus x equals 90 times 8 is 720. So I'm going to rewrite this over here because, again, we kind of ran out of room. So I'm rewriting my equation. 625 plus x equals 720. Now we've got our one-step equation that we can solve. We have positive 625. I'm going to get rid of it by subtracting 625 from both sides. On the side with the variable, it should cancel to leave it as just x. On the other side, I'm subtracting 720 minus 625, and I get 95. So if he wants to have an average of 90%, he has to get a 95% or higher. All right, let's try one more time. Sunil wants to earn an 88% in her chemistry class. She has 1 quiz left to take. On the first 5 quizzes, she received a 74, 92, 83, 98, 100. What must she score on the 6th quiz, that should say, to get the 88% she wants? So I'm going to plug in what we know. First 5 quizzes, 74 plus 92 plus 83 plus 98 plus 100 plus the unknown last test divided by, when you're finding the average, well, she's taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus a 6th test, so divided by 6, we want to equal an average of 88. Just like I did on the last one, I'm going to simplify first by combining these numbers. So I'm going to plug that in on my calculator. 74 plus 92 plus 83 plus 98 plus 100 equals 447. Oops. 447 plus x equals 88. Sorry, over 6. So now that's just a little bit simpler to look at. We are going to solve this equation. So first step, draw my line down the equal sign. On the side with the x, it's being divided by 6. So I'm going to get rid of it by multiplying each side by 6. Should cancel out on the side with the variable. We're left with 447 plus x equals, plug it into the calculator, 88 times 6 equals 528. So we kind of ran out of room there. So I'm going to rewrite up here. Our equation was 447 plus x equals 528. Now we're going to solve this equation. Draw my line down the equal sign. We have positive 447. We're going to get rid of it by subtracting 447 from both sides. On the side with the variable, it should cancel to just x. On the other side, I'm going to plug in 528 minus 447, and I get 81. So she needs to get at least an 81%.